Flying into the Cancun airport, here are the travel requirements and some important updates that you need to know. To enter Mexico from the US, no COVID test or proof of vaccination is required as of November 2021. However, always check the latest updates before traveling. Mexico really wants US visitors to come, so they're making it as easy as possible to enter their country. So, really, the only thing you need to do is fill out those immigration forms that you get on the plane. And then once you arrive, you're going to go through the line for immigration and then you're going to go through customs as well. Okay, so now you're in Cancun, you're at the airport, and the first tip is do not speak to anyone who's trying to stop you on your way out. They're going to try to sell you something, whether it's a tour, a dinner, whatever. Just keep walking, just say no, gracias. The other thing is about transportation. One is definitely arrange transportation before arriving. So contact your resort to see if they provide it. If not, we always use Nacho Tours. I go to Mexico 3 to 5 times a year and I've been using them for about 5 years. They're very reliable. It's a small family owned business. Now, some people try to save money and take the bus or take, different modes of transportation. That's up to you. But I would highly recommend not even renting a car, just arrange the transportations. It's the safest and it's the most reliable. Sometimes you got to spend a little bit of money for safety and reliability. So let's talk about that tempting Margaritaville hut that is waiting for you outside of the airport. And so I just want to tell you, watch out. They are good margaritas, but they are $20 a piece. So just keep that in mind. And then also, if possible, try not to check a bag in if you can. Even if you're staying for a week, you're going to be in the tropics. What do you need? A couple bathing suits, a couple dresses. Try not to overpack because then you don't have to sit there and wait for your luggage. You can get right on to the resort. So let's talk now about getting back to the US from Mexico. And as of November 2021, there is no COVID vaccination needed to enter from Mexico to US. But make sure you're always checking the latest requirements. Don't rely on this video. Make sure, no matter when you're traveling, you're checking the requirements and what is necessary. You do need a COVID test to get back into the US. If you're vaccinated, you can do it 3 days ahead of time. If you're not vaccinated, you have to wait until the day before. And most resorts are ready to accommodate this. Our resort included it, and we had our results within an hour. But I saw a lot of people at the airport that were not aware of the new requirement, which is if you're not vaccinated, you have to get it a day ahead of time. So make sure you're checking the latest requirements anytime that you're traveling. You also have to fill out a questionnaire, a health questionnaire. So when you get to the airport, there's a little QR code that you scan. It takes just a few minutes, and they're going to ask you for those before you can get into the security line. And then there's also a new tax, an airport tax. It's $10 per person. Now, I've been there, I think, 2 or 3 times since they've instilled this tax, and I have yet to get anyone to actually enforce it and take it. I thought that the United Airlines had included it into their flights, but they haven't. So I'm not sure what the status is of that tax, but they do have people standing around, at least asking you about it and trying to inform you of it. The last thing I will say about going back to the US is the Cancun airport can get very, very busy, especially on weekends. So you definitely want to allow yourself some extra time to get through security, stand in the lines, especially with all the new requirements. And in fact, we could not electronically check into our flight. We had to wait until we got to the airport. Then you have to stand in line and someone has to actually look at your test. So it's important that you make sure that you allow yourself enough time for all of these new requirements when you're flying from Cancun to the US. One thing at the Cancun airport through security that is a little bit different is that they don't require you to take off your shoes, but they do require you to take out all the liquids. So, all of your toiletries, anything like that. So, just be prepared when you are packing that when you are going through security, you're going to have to actually take them physically out of your bag. I know in the US right now, you don't have to do that, but that's something that they require here at the Cancun airport. Now, once you're through security, they have a huge duty free area. If you have some time, you want to do some shopping. They also have lots of shops once you're in the airport and lots of food options. I usually eat at Margaritaville and get the handmade guacamole. And the margaritas can be hit or miss in some of their other food, but they do have a lot of other options. Just be prepared for the long line since it is a really, really busy airport. I hope you found these quick tips for traveling to Cancun helpful. And if you did, please like and subscribe and follow us and watch our other videos. We do a lot of reviews on different resorts and different vacations. And we're not a travel blog or a travel agency. We just try to bring you real and honest information so you can make the best decision when it comes to booking your next vacation.